Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 57 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on my writing. So, yay, I made it to day 57. Super excited. Ooh, and I got new earrings. These came with the little day planner thing person left me. Someone just left it without, they left a cute little card too, but they didn't sign a name, so I don't know who gifted me all this fabulous stuff, but I'm very grateful for it, so I'm just going to show it off. And I got a couple other pairs of earrings I may randomly wear and show off too. Anyway, I love long dangly earrings, so this is fun for me. Anyway, on day 57. So today I was not quite awake. I don't know if other people are like me, they just kind of lay in bed when they're starting to wake up and trying to kind of catch the end of whatever dream that I was dreaming about, and most of the time I don't remember what it is, or I start having little thoughts about what am I going to do for the day. So anyway, I do that a lot of times. So I was sort of waking up and having these ideas in my head, and it was thoughts about what to do for my kids for Christmas. And I was thinking about the name poems that I've been doing, and I'm like, ooh, I could do little name poems for each of my kids, do each letter of their name and something that's, unique about them. And then, just like I did with my Midge Shoemaker poem, that was so much fun. So I thought about doing that, and I figured, ooh, that can count for my writing for the day, which it does count for my writing for today because, oh my gosh, that was a lot harder and more time consuming than I thought it was going to be. It's been a long time since I've done that kind of poem for other people. And I have to tell you, when one of my kids has five A's in his name, coming up with 5 different things to say that's A, and then my other 2 have like 4 A's in their names, and then trying to do something that's unique to all 3 of them, and trying not to duplicate words, or if I duplicate words, not duplicating the meaning or the definition that I put after the word. Hoy, that is way harder than you would imagine, because I want each of them to be unique, and even if they read each other's, which they probably will, I want them to feel like they're just special and unique, and that I didn't repeat something, or if I repeated a word, I wanted to have a different definition for them. So that was my goal in doing it. So I was praying to come up with ideas and names, and it's very difficult to do. And there's some letters, duplicate letters. I'm like, great, there's more of the same letter. And some letters are just harder to come up with words, especially nice words. And so, or words that describe my kids, because I could think of other words, but I'm like, but it doesn't describe this kid. It doesn't match that particular child. I'm like, I wish it belonged to this kid, because I could come up with words that belong to the other kids. So that was kind of a fun, tricky experiment for me. And I'm grateful I decided not to do that with each one of my nephews. When I did one for my brother and sister-in-law and their family, I just did it for the whole family with Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas was still a little difficult, but I mean, that was better. And I was like, okay, I am so not doing that with my with my own kids. But I still need to, I started to type it up a little bit. I did one for the oldest kid, and then I decided to type it up because I thought that would be easier, definitely more legible. And then I got distracted because a friend of mine called me, one of my 12-step friends. She called me, and we started talking. And I didn't mean to be on the phone with her as long as I was. And if I'm perfectly honest, I actually wrote one of my kids' poems while I was talking on the phone to her, because I just got out a piece of paper because I couldn't type it up. And but we had a nice conversation, and there was a point to my saying that I had a conversation with her. Not that it should have been 3 hours long, because I had lots of other things I needed to do today. Mostly I need to go to work tonight. I really do need to go to work. But I'm procrastinating that by doing my writing first. And anyway, so I was talking to my friend on the phone, and she was asking how I was doing, and I told her how I'd been sick and stuff, because she wanted to do something this past weekend, and I said no because I wasn't feeling good. So she was calling to see how I was doing, and we have some plans of something we're going to do together on Christmas Day. So she was making sure that I was still up for that, and I'm like, I'm totally up for that. That's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. So we had a nice conversation about stuff like that. And then I told her that I was feeling kind of depressed and lazy yesterday and didn't do stuff. And then I was telling her what I figured out, all the stuff that I shared in the video. And I shared some of my stuff that I wrote, things for me to remember, which was good because I got to be reminded of those things again today when I was talking to her and sharing it with her on the phone. And then she made the comment that I'd been really busy, and I was like, what? I haven't been doing anything. I haven't accomplished anything. And she reminded me that processing all of this stuff, working through all of these emotional things, figuring out all of these things is actually work, and that all of the emotional work can be very physically exhausting. And I hadn't thought about that. And I was really grateful for her perspective to kind of put things in a new light for me, to allow me to be a little bit more gentle and patient with myself and remember that, oh yeah, I am doing a lot of work on myself, and that is exhausting. Emotionally exhausting can be physically exhausting, and it's amazing how our emotions and our physical bodies are tied together, and our emotional health can make us physically healthy, or it can make us physically ill, because sometimes if we don't respond to our emotional health, our bodies will respond physically in lieu of that. So it's important to take care of our emotional health as well as our physical health. And I'm doing a little bit better at my emotional health, I think. I'm probably doing the best at my spiritual health, but I haven't been doing so good with that over the past week because I've been sick. So I need to get back into reading my scriptures and meditationals and journaling. And processing all of those things on a daily basis, because it's not good to hold on to them or drag them out or whatever the case may be. But I'm grateful for my friend and her insight. And then she asked where I was at on my gratitude, like how many days in a row I've been doing my gratitude. And I was like, well, I did my 100 days of gratitude, like my videos for 100 days. And that was my goal, was just 100 days. But I think that I've still been mentioning something I'm grateful for in every single one of these videos that I've been doing. Even though I've been focusing on my writing, I've still found things to be grateful for. So I still, gratitude keeps popping up in my mind. It's just not at the forefront of my mind. It's not my main focus, but it's still something that I think I'm doing more automatically because I did that 100 days of gratitude. So I was able to share that with her, and I was like, well, and if you're counting that, then I've done 56 days of videos on writing, and I've shared something I was grateful for at all of those, assuming I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Then I've done like 156 days of gratitude, and today would obviously be 157 because it's day 57 of my writing videos, and I am sharing lots of things that I'm grateful for, including the conversation I had with my friend. So yay for that. And I am I told her what I was going to do for my kids for Christmas, and she thought that was a really sweet idea. And my vision board friend thinks it's a good idea too, because she called me while I was thinking about this idea. So I talked to her and I was like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. So I asked if I type it up, she could print it out. And she's actually going to help me make it look way cooler because she's really good at doing all the computer stuff that I'm not so good at doing. I just need to go buy some like picture frames or something that I can print it out and then put them in some frames. And I think that'll be fun. And I think it'll be cute for my kids. And then they will have their, have something that they can look at every day. That's just kind of a reminder, one, that I love them, and two, that, you know, nice things about themselves to help maybe boost their self-esteem or remember that they're good kids and they're wonderful people. And so I think that's a good thing for them to have and to look at every day. So, because I mean, I like looking at my little vision board, and it has that list of all those random words that describe me. So I think it's a fun thing to do for my kids to describe each of them. I just use letters of their names, but there's lots of other words that would describe each of my kids. I could go on forever, I'm sure. But like I said, it was kind of a fun little exercise for me to have to do that and to come up with different words for different kids with the same letters being repeated multiple times. And it's just like, oh my gosh, there's so many of these words, but so many letters. But it was okay. I did it, and I'm grateful that I was able to do it. And I think it's kind of cured me of the wanting to do the name poem things for a while. I did have the random thought that I should like post something that I'm like, hey, I can, offer to get paid, or people want to pay me to do name poems. I can just come up with words and something sayings that go with each little word that I could like sell to people, but I don't know how to go about designing that or how to go about selling that. But I'm like, that would be kind of cool because then I would be getting paid for something that I'm writing, and it would be something fun that I could design and put out there. But I don't know what I would do, like maybe like Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, or just random like popular names and just do different things like stuff like that. I think stuff like that is already out there for sale, so I don't want to like copy what someone else has done. I don't even know how to go about doing that. It was just a random idea in my head. I'm like, that would be kind of cool, but I don't know how to go about putting it out there. And as much as I'd say, oh, I could just put it on my YouTube video or put it on my web page or Facebook page or whatever, I'm like, I don't think my website doesn't have a host right now. So I'm like, I've paid for a URL, whatever thing. But so I'm like, that's mine for at least another year. But I don't actually have a host site, so it's not actually an active link that people can go and look at my website. And I have a Facebook page for Midge Shoemaker, but I don't have a lot of things on there. I don't even know how many people actually look at that. And I have like all of 10 followers on YouTube, so not sure I could reach a whole bunch of people by doing that. And even though I know a bunch of people on Facebook, I don't know that I could sell that sort of thing on Facebook. I don't even know how to do that. I'm just rambling at this point. It's a nice random idea. It would like to get paid for something that I'm writing, something that I enjoy doing. But it would be inconsistent income like everything else. And like I told my friend when I was talking on the phone with her, today is another one of those days where I really wish I had income coming in from my writing or from my YouTube videos or from something else, so that I didn't have to go to my regular job and I could just stay home and work on the Christmas presents that I want to do for my brother and sister-in-law, and do my writing and all of those other things that I need to get done. But instead, I'm worried about paying my bills, so I have to go to work so I can pay my bills. So it's kind of that catch-22, because all the things that I want to do versus all the things that I still have to go to work and pay the bills, and I just feel like there's not enough time of the day to do everything. So I'm grateful I was able to still be a little bit productive and still get a few things done even when I didn't feel good. And I'm grateful for my friend pointing out to me that I've been very productive in processing a lot of these things and figuring out a lot of stuff that I figured out yesterday and everything else. So I'm like, it helped me to be even more gentle with myself for having taken the day off yesterday. And part of me is like, great, I'm taking the day off today again because I'm going to work so dang late. But I can't afford to, so I'm going to go to work when I'm done with this video. I have to put my stuff together and go to work. But I'm grateful that I was able to come up with the name poems for my kids, that I can use that to count for my writing today. That is quite the challenge to come up with that. If you're interested in a writing challenge, find something fun to do, like a name poem for yourself, and come up with an amazing word or a nice word to describe yourself with each letter of your name. Or if you want it for a nice present or gift for someone else, do that for someone else. And then if you want to do just the word, you can do just the word. You don't have to add something after it. Or you could be silly like me and you can add you can add your little description as to why you picked that word. Like for me, marvelous, because who doesn't want to be a superhero, right? And incredible, because I'm always stretching myself to do better or to do more. So just things like that. Or darling, because I always wanted to be someone's darling. Those are fun things that I remember off the top of my head. I would have to actually find my poem itself to remember the rest of the words that I used. But you could just do like marvelous, incredible, darling, dearest, Merry Christmas. You could do marvelous. You could do magnificent. You could do, I don't know, malevolent. I don't know. Lots of things that start with M. E. You could do energetic. You could do exciting. You could do example. because it's Christmas example, the Savior's example for everyone to follow, something like that. Merry Christmas. You could even do Mary, because everyone should be happy, or Mary as in Mary, Mary, the Mother of God. Oh, that's good. I could do Mary, the Mother of God, and then example, because the Savior is the ultimate example. R, I don't know, because there's two R's. Religion, righteousness, because we're all supposed to be righteous and focus on the Savior. Right, because we should all choose the right way. Y, Yuletide, because it's the season. 'Tis the season. I don't remember, but Yuletide, something like that, because it's the Christmas holidays. And then Christmas, the C obviously is Christ, because he's our Savior, and that's the focus of Christmas. H, holidays, because it's the holiday season. Kind of did that with Yuletide. I'd have to come up with something different for that. I don't know why I'm creating a whole Merry Christmas poem in this. I haven't even written this out. I apologize. It's just kind of off the top of my head. Now I'm curious and I want to write it down. So I could do like a Merry Christmas thing focused on the Savior, on the true meaning of Christmas. Maybe I will type that up and put that on Facebook or my webpage or my Facebook page or something. That would be kind of cool. I'm just thinking this right now. I don't even know why. I'm supposed to be going to work, not coming up with more amazing things to write. I love that I'm very creative, that God has given me these gifts and these ideas. And then, of course, there's another R for Christmas. I'm still stuck on this. I apologize. I'm stuck on this. This might be a video I have to go back and watch so I can remember what I put. R, respect. Because we should respect each other. We should respect each other. We should respect each other's religions and each other's beliefs. I is incredible. The incredible gift of the atonement, the incredible gift that we have this holiday season. S. Savior, again, because he saved us. He was born to save all of us. And then T, time, because this is the time. Oh, you know what we could do for one of those R's in Mary is reflect. We can reflect on all the gifts that we have in our life, or the gift that we have been given this Christmas season. And T for Christmas, time. Time to spend with family, time to learn, to grow, time to heal, time to forgive. Time is just a wonderful gift that we have, I think. And then M, there's another M. I don't remember what I did for the first M. Marvelous, magnificent. Mary, we did Mary. So, marvelous gifts that we get to give and not just receive. A, amazing grace, because God's grace is sufficient to, His grace is sufficient to make up for where we fall short. And then S, something new. I don't know. Something new. It's a time to start over, to get something new, to be whole, to be clean. Maybe sacred. S could be sacred, because it's a sacred gift that we received, because it's a sacred time of year, because it's sacred feelings that we have about the Savior, about the Christ child, about Christmas, about our friends, about our families. It's very sacred. Or the sacrifice that the Savior will eventually make for all of us, or that He made for all of us. lots of different words that can go with each one of those things. So I think that would be a very amazing thing that I should probably actually write down or type up and send out. Not really sure how to how to send that out, but I think that's a really good idea. And here I was thinking I was done with name poems because they're just it's fun to do, but it's kind of time consuming and it takes a lot of extra effort and thought to put into it. But I think anyone that you do a poem like that for will know how you feel about them and will appreciate the time and effort you put into it. So I think it's a great gift idea. I hope my kids love it. I hope my brother and his family love it. Anyway, that's what I have for today. And I'm grateful that I could do that. And I'm grateful for the idea of doing a Merry Christmas poem to put out there. Not that I'm going to remember all of it, but I think that I will try to type that up while I'm thinking about it. Um, and I think that's all that I have for today. So, hope you have a great day full of gratitude. And if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, or you can share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I already said have a great day full of gratitude and maybe do some writing because it can be lots of fun and it can touch the hearts of other people too. So that's all I have for you.